The story begins by introducing a girl named Min Jae, who had recently transferred to a new school with the hope of making friends. In her previous school, Min Jae had been lonely and didn't have any friends. When she introduced herself at the new school, she initially had a pessimistic outlook, but to her surprise, the other students applauded her. During a break, Min Jae felt optimistic about making her first friend. However, her efforts seemed in vain as no one noticed her, which made her a bit discouraged. After some time, a girl named Ji-won and her friends approached Min Jae, expressing their interest in becoming her friends. Min Jae couldn't believe that the popular girls in school were inviting her to be their friend. Min Jae managed to strike up a conversation with them because she had previously watched a tutorial video on how to communicate with others. As they walked together, Min Jae began to feel happy because she was finally becoming known to a few students. Then Ji-won introduced her male friend to Min Jae. However, when she saw a guy named Yi-jun, she felt a bit self-conscious because Yi-jun looked very handsome and was also popular in school. When Min Jae introduced herself, Yi-jun simply nodded, which made her a bit nervous. Later, without saying a word, Yi-jun was about to leave, but his bracelet got caught on Min Jae's jacket. As it was about to fall, Min Jae quickly caught it. She wasn't sure what to do next, but she remembered from a tutorial video to always smile. So she smiled and apologized. Upon hearing this, Yi-jun told Min Jae to forget about it and left. After they left, Ji-won explained that the guy named Hae-jun was Yi-jun's cousin, and they had different personalities. Yi-jun was always distant, while Hae-jun was the class president and a kind person. In music class, Min Jae and Yi-jun ended up sitting next to each other, making the situation even more awkward. Then, Min Jae remembered Ji-won's sociable nature, which encouraged her to try and make friends. Min Jae gathered the courage to start a conversation with Yi-jun. However, when she tried to greet him, Yi-jun immediately put on his headset, causing Min Jae to give up on her attempt. Shortly after Min Jae found herself in the school office, the teacher there encouraged her to enjoy her new school. The teacher also mentioned that there would be another new student arriving soon. When Min Jae saw the new student's profile, she was surprised because the new student had the same name as her. Their photos were different. Min Jae still wore glasses, while the other Min Jae, whom we'll call Yumin, looked very fashionable. However, the teacher mistakenly thought that Min Jae was Yumin. This made Min Jae wonder if having friends was because they thought she was Yumin, because Yumin was a social media influencer with a large following. In the school clinic, Min Jae was torn because she had friends now, which made her happy. However, she was also afraid that her true identity would be exposed someday, and she would lose everything. After some time, Hae-jun came to meet her. Hae-jun already knew everything and reassured Min Jae that he wouldn't tell anyone her secret. In class, Min Jae was approached by her friends, who praised her for having many followers. However, they were referring to Yumin's account, not Min Jae's. When she wanted to confess the truth, they'd all just wanted to be followed by Min Jae. Seeing this, Min Jae said she wouldn't open her media social today. As Min Jae was leaving school, Hae-jun approached her and offered some help with a few things. She thanked him and thought of him as a kind person. However, Hae-jun told her that he helped her out of pity. In the evening, Min Jae appeared sad because she couldn't be as popular as Yumin. This made her somewhat frustrated because she shared the same name with the popular girl, and she knew that Yumin would eventually enter the school and she might be forgotten soon. Sometime later, Min Jae was about to buy some candy, but Yi-jun suddenly appeared and took the candy from her. They were then seen talking outside the store. Yi-jun had misunderstood Min Jae, thinking she was up to something bad, so he prevented her from buying the candy, which he thought was medicine. Then he asked Min Jae's condition. In response, Min Jae asked Yi-jun if he had ever felt like wanting to disappear from this world. Upon hearing that, Yi-jun replied that he wouldn't think about it and would keep on living. The next day, a new student arrived in their class, who turned out to be Yumin. However, Min Jae was surprised when she saw Yumin's appearance, because Yumin dressed like a bookworm. On the other hand, Yumin was also surprised that there was someone with a name like hers in the class, and it annoyed her a bit. In the restroom, Min Jae gathered the courage to talk to Yumin. She complimented Yumin for being very beautiful and having many friends. So Min Jae realized that Yumin intentionally dressed that way. However, before Yumin could respond, the school bell rang, and she didn't want to talk to Min Jae anymore as there was nothing to discuss. In the classroom, Min Jae was seen joking around with Ji-won's crew. Seeing this, Yumin imagined herself in the past when she used to be with them, putting on makeup together. However, that was in the past, and now Yumin considered friends to be worthless. Shortly after, Min Jae secretly met with Yumin. After noticing that the situation was quite private, Yumin immediately pulled Min Jae into the school storage room. There, Min Jae said she wouldn't bother Yumin anymore after following her friend's mistaken beliefs. She confided in Yumin, explaining that her friends thought Min Jae was her. After hearing Min Jae's story, Yumin suggested that Min Jae should tell the truth so she wouldn't regret it later. However, Min Jae didn't want her enjoyable days to end just like that. She felt happy when she pretended to be Yumin because she got attention from her friends, and Yumin didn't seem to mind, and she continued pretending to be a shy student. Yumin also warned Min Jae that if she accepted the friend requests, they might see Yumin's photos. On the other hand, Hae Jumin and Yi Jumin were sitting together. Hae Jumin suddenly asked Yi Jumin if he was interested in Min Jae. With a hint of nervousness, Yi Jumin replied that he wasn't interested in Min Jae. Some time later, Ji-won came to meet them and asked what they were talking about. Hae Jumin told her about the rumor regarding Yi Jumin being close to Min Jae. Yi Jumin became increasingly annoyed as Ji-won asked about it again. Then, Ji-won invited them to a welcome party for Min Jae as the new student. Not long after, they were at a karaoke place. After having some fun, Yi Jumin asked Min Jae to sing a song since it was her welcome party. This panicked Min Jae a bit because she had never been to a karaoke place before. On the other hand, Hae Jumin encouraged Yi Jumin to sing, but Yi Jumin replied that he wouldn't sing in front of others. After finding a suitable song, Min Jae prepared herself to sing. She also didn't worry too much because after karaoke, she intended to tell them the truth. While Min Jae sang, they were all amazed by her mysterious voice, and they applauded to boost Min Jae's confidence. After her performance, Min Jae excused herself to go to the restroom. Yi Jumin, who noticed it, followed her. Some time later, Min Jae came out of the restroom, and Yi Jumin gave her a drink. He complimented Min Jae's appearance during her singing performance, suggesting that he might be slightly interested in her. Meanwhile, inside the karaoke room, they were having fun. Ji-won and her female friends returned, and Min Jae followed them back to the group. Hearing this, Min Jae felt like it was the end of their friendship. However, they noticed that Min Jae's account had no posts. Seeing this, Min Jae became curious about why Yumin had deleted all of her photos. Not long after, Hae Jumin and Yi Jumin were seen talking together. Hae Jumin reminded Yi Jumin about their past incidents, which seemed to involve a disagreement. However, Yi Jumin pretended not to care. The following day, they found themselves in the music class. In that room, Min Jae couldn't help but gaze at Yi Jumin. Eventually, they started a conversation that seemed a bit awkward. Later on, Yi Jumin kindly offered Min Jae his earphones so they could enjoy music together, even though they still appeared a bit uncomfortable. At the same time, Ji-won and her friends were busy taking selfies. During this moment, Ji-won realized that Yumin was blocking her view from behind, so she politely asked Yumin to move over a bit. Yumin reluctantly complied, pretending to be a shy student. Once they'd finished taking photos, Yumin walked towards them and accidentally stepped on Ji-won's shoe. However, she quickly acted like a timid student and apologized. Not long after, Yumin met Min Jae on the school rooftop. Min Jae expressed her gratitude to Yumin for helping her out. However, Yumin advised Min Jae not to spend too much time with them, as it could be risky. Yumin also noticed that Min Jae was quite studious. Therefore, she suggested that Min Jae should consult her before making any decisions. Before leaving, Min Jae asked for help once more, pleading with Yumin to tutor her, because her grades were not doing well. The next day, Min Jae was seen hanging out with her friends, and Ji-won asked Min Jae about the agency that accepted her, because she had sung at one before. This question left Min Jae feeling even more confused. When she looked at Yumin, Yumin signaled her to stay quiet. Later that evening, Min Jae was returning from shopping when she unexpectedly ran into Yi Jumin. They exchanged glances, which made them both a bit embarrassed, causing them to hide briefly. However, they gathered the courage to approach each other and decided to walk home together. Yi Jumin began to show interest in Min Jae, but he was still too shy to openly express it. The following day, Min Jae and her friends got together for a physical education class. Ji-won noticed Min Jae's shoes and was surprised because she also wanted a pair. However, they were too expensive for her. Ji-won forgot the brand of the shoes and asked Min Jae about it. Min Jae, who wasn't very knowledgeable about fashion, honestly admitted that her shoes weren't very expensive, and she didn't know the brand. This led them to assume that Min Jae's shoes might be fake, which made Min Jae feel a little sad. However, out of nowhere, Yijun appeared and mentioned that he was wearing the same shoes as Min Jae. Then, one of Yijun's friends arrived and jokingly asked if they were secretly dating, which shifted their attention away from Min Jae's shoes. Shortly after, Min Jae and Yumin were inside the school storage room, having a conversation. While talking, they heard someone approaching. Min Jae quickly hid, and it turned out to be Haejun. Just as Yumin was about to leave, Haejun stopped her and expressed his desire to join their secret group. Eventually, they formed a group, and Haejun shared with them that on the school forum, there were discussions about Min Jae wearing fake shoes. As a result, whenever Min Jae walked through the school hallway, she would be stared at with skepticism by other students. Back in the classroom, Ji-won, who had seen Min Jae earlier, immediately apologized for her earlier remarks during physical education. However, Min Jae didn't hold it against her. During this time, Min Jae overheard what other students were saying and felt sorry for Ji-won, who was always kind-hearted. Sometime later, Yumin received a social media notification in which Ji-won tagged Yumin's account and made comments that made it seem like she was always apologizing, which made Yumin puzzled. On the other hand, Haejun was observed gathering information from Ji-won's friend named Daye using his charm. Haejun obtained information from Daye about the issues between Ji-won and Min Jae. The following day, Ji-won was surprised to see her post being shared by Yumin, where Yumin advised her not to talk to her anymore. Ji-won initially thought it was Min Jae and was a bit shocked because Min Jae, who appeared innocent, had said something like that. Meanwhile, Yumin was seen smiling after reposting Ji-won's story. Shortly after, Min Jae approached her as they had plans to meet up. Yumin had been helping Min Jae understand fashion better, and she even suggested character t-shirts that would suit her. While they were at a cafe, Min Jae looked happy because it was her first time visiting one. Seeing her happiness, Yumin asked if she had never been to a cafe before. This question made Min Jae appear a bit down, because even though she was considered popular at school, she had never been to a cafe. Noticing Min Jae's sadness, Yumin quickly took a photo of her and encouraged her to change her profile picture. Elsewhere, Yijun saw Min Jae's profile picture and planned to send her a message. However, his plan was thwarted when Haejun arrived and caught him hiding something. Haejun also had a secret that he was the one posting anonymously on their school forum. The next day, they all gathered and discussed someone Daye had a crush on, but Daye was too shy to admit it. Ji-won mentioned that she had become friends with Haejun and Yijun, but everyone found it hard to get to know them as Yijun always kept his distance. Hearing this, Min Jae understood that Yijun behaved that way with everyone, making her doubt the possibility of becoming friends with him. As they entered the school, Min Jae witnessed Yijun being scolded by a teacher for dressing like a college student. She commented that Yijun's attire was too casual, causing problems with the teachers. Min Jae suggested that Yijun occasionally wear the school uniform correctly. Some time later, Min Jae was woken up by her friend, and when she looked towards the door, she saw Yijun dressed neatly. It reminded Min Jae of her previous advice to Yijun about dressing properly and make her happy. Yijun met Min Jae and handed her a music cassette, showing that he was following her suggestion to wear the school uniform correctly. Not long after, Min Jae came to the classroom wearing the t-shirt she had purchased with Yumin. Ji-won, who noticed it, made a comment about Min Jae's clothing, making her feel a little embarrassed about her choice. However, the responses from the other students were different, as it turned out that some of the students liked Min Jae's t-shirt. Haejun also mentioned that the clothing suited Min Jae well and was quite expensive. Eventually, Min Jae, who had initially felt down, regained her confidence thanks to her friend's support. The next day, Min Jae met Yijun and gave him a gift as he had given her one before. She gave him a movie ticket, but just one. Upon seeing this, Yijun suggested that they go together. After school, Ji-won asked Min Jae to go with her to the clothing store Min Jae had mentioned, but Min Jae couldn't because she already had plans with Yijun. Upon hearing this, Ji-won said that there might be a chance that Yijun was starting to like Min Jae, and she was willing to help Min Jae in this regard. The following day at school, Min Jae received a message from Ji-won, saying that she wanted to talk to her. Meanwhile, Haejun and Yijun were entering school. Haejun noticed that Yijun seemed different and asked if he was happy now. However, Yijun replied that he was still the same as always. Haejun sensed that Yijun was lying and got annoyed with him. At the same time, Yumin met Min Jae, and Min Jae talked about her dilemma between friendship and love. This reminded Yumin of her past experience, where she had also faced difficulties with friendship and love. Min-jae then expressed her preference for being friends with Ji-won. She then gave her movie ticket to Ji-won so that she could go on a date with Hee-jun. Yoo-min got angry with Min-jae, believing that Min-jae was deceiving her own feelings. Yoo-min then made a plan and called Hee-jun. Not long after, Min-jae surprised Hee-jun by showing up, accompanied by Hee-jun. Before watching the movie, they had a shootout game, and Min-jae displayed her sports talent, even though she wasn't strong academically. Afterward, they watched the movie. Hee-jun acted affectionate with Min-jae, making her uncomfortable and sparking jealousy in Hee-jun. As they were about to leave, Hee-jun invited Ji-won to go home with him. Ji-won was initially confused, but Hee-jun quickly took her hand and led her away. At the bus stop, Ji-won realized that Hee-jun had done this deliberately. Hee-jun casually mentioned that Ji-won didn't actually like Hee-jun but was pretending. He also suggested that Ji-won didn't like Min-jae. Ji-won denied it and told Hee-jun not to act childish. Before leaving, Hee-jun warned Ji-won not to cross the line. Elsewhere, Hee-jun and Min-jae were seen talking while walking home. Min-jae asked if Hee-jun actually wanted to ask her out. Hee-jun then thought to himself that it might be true because Min-jae was someone he could talk to and laugh with. Min-jae also hoped that she was the only one who could make him laugh, but neither of them expressed these feelings. As Min-jae was about to leave, Hee-jun gathered the courage to say that he was happy Min-jae had come to the meeting. The following day at school, the teacher announced that exams would be happening soon. The teacher mistakenly congratulated Min-jae, thinking she had received a perfect score, but it was actually Yoo-min who had achieved that because Min-jae wasn't very academically inclined. During break time, Min-jae and her friends were headed to the cafeteria, but Ji-won declined the invitation, citing her digestive problems when stressed. Upon hearing this, Min-jae decided to bring her some bread to prevent Ji-won from getting sick. Ji-won was a bit puzzled, wondering if Min-jae's kindness was genuine or just an act. After they left, Ji-won started reminiscing about when Min-jae had just transferred to their school. Initially, Ji-won had been confident that Min-jae was an ordinary girl who couldn't outshine her in seeking attention. However, Ji-won began to feel annoyed because all of Min-jae's actions seemed to draw everyone's attention to her. In the evening, Min-jae was seen studying with Yoo-min. Yoo-min kept scolding her because Min-jae wasn't fully focused on studying, and her grades needed improvement. However, Min-jae struggled to concentrate, and her innocent nature made Yoo-min feel comfortable having her as a study partner. Meanwhile, Ji-won came across Yoo-min's social media post featuring a picture of Min-jae studying diligently, which received positive responses from her followers. Feeling threatened, Ji-won called her friend Da-dae to meet up. Sometime later, they met, and Ji-won knew that Da-dae had feelings for Hee-jun, so she confided in Da-dae about a secret they both shared. Ji-won revealed that Hee-jun had asked her out, and Min-jae's secret that she was dating Hee-jun. Upon hearing the secret Ji-won had shared, Da-dae was somewhat surprised. It seemed like Min-jae was betraying their friendship, but Da-dae suspected that it was all a lie created by Ji-won out of jealousy towards Min-jae. The following day, Min-jae was chatting with Hee-jun and Hee-jun when she spotted Ji-won and her friends. She approached them and invited them to the cafeteria. However, their response had changed, and Da-dae mentioned that Min-jae paid too much attention to her male friends and neglected them. At the cafeteria, Min-jae ended up eating alone and learned that she had been excluded from Ji-won and her friends group. Hee-jun arrived and suggested it was time to retaliate, and Hee-jun also joined them. This led to gossip among the other students, speculating that Min-jae had managed to attract both popular boys in their school. Seeing this, Min-jae quickly left. After her departure, Hee-jun insisted it was time to resolve the issue and told Hee-jun not to interfere, but Hee-jun agreed to do whatever was necessary. On the other hand, Min-jae confided her worries to Yoo-min, still unaware of the truth. Yoo-min revealed that their intention was indeed to dislike Min-jae, so she didn't need to blame herself. The next day, Min-jae couldn't stop thinking about her friends suddenly turning against her. Hee-jun noticed Min-jae looking down and tried to console her, which made Min-jae smile happily. It was at this point that Min-jae began to realize her feelings for Hee-jun were growing stronger. In the evening, Hee-jun approached Ji-won and Da-dae. He pretended to have feelings for Ji-won and asked Da-dae to leave first, leaving her feeling somewhat dejected. When they were alone, Ji-won questioned why Hee-jun was acting this way when she knew Da-dae had feelings for him. Hee-jun admitted that he had done something similar to Ji-won, where he had lied about being close to Min Jae. He also mentioned that he had a secret that only he knew. The following day after their sports class, they were shocked to hear a rumor circulating that Ji-won's old photos had been shared within their school group. This revelation made the students in the class feel deceived because Ji-won hadn't been very attractive in the past. Ji-won felt like her world had crumbled as the secret she had been guarding had been exposed. She began to realize that this was all the work of Hae-jun. Ji-won started reminiscing about her past when she used to be bullied at school. She remembered meeting Hae-jun at the bus stop, which marked the beginning of their friendship. They both shared the desire to be the best. Their friendship had continued to this day, and Ji-won had even managed to become the top student in her class. However, Ji-won believed it had all changed when Min Jae joined their class. Then Hae-jun confronted Hae-jun and assumed he was behind all of this, recalling that Hae-jun had done something similar to him in the past. They used to be best friends, but everything had changed when Hae-jun started spending time with other friends, making Hae-jun feel unimportant. One day, Hae-jun discovered a video on Hae-jun's laptop where they had all sung for some audition, but no one knew about it. In class, it turned out that Hae-jun had played the video on the big screen, and the other students laughed when they saw it. This upset Hae-jun, who immediately stopped the video and was very angry with Hae-jun for embarrassing him. Hae-jun then told Hae-jun that he hadn't changed at all. Hae-jun defended himself, saying he only wanted to help Hae-jun because he didn't know anything. In response, Hae-jun told Hae-jun that he was the one who didn't know anything. Not long after, Hae-jun began to realize that his past actions were merely for his amusement, as he could uncover other people's secrets. However, meeting Min Jae changed things. Initially, Hae-jun had wanted to play with Min Jae's secrets, but over time, he began to be acknowledged by Min Jae and Yumin. And this made Hae-jun realize that his friends valued him, and Min Jae's sincerity and innocence had also influenced him. In a secret storage room, Hae-jun told Yumin that he did the action to make everyone angry with Ji-won, and also because Yumin disliked him. Min Jae arrived and asked why Hae-jun did that to Ji-won, who was her friend. Min Jae considered Hae-jun a good friend, but was also afraid he might do the same thing to her. In the evening, Hae-jun, who had been waiting for Min Jae, expressed that he was in a bad mood and missed her, but Min Jae couldn't find words to respond. As Hae-jun was about to leave, Min Jae stopped him and invited him to go to the karaoke to improve his mood. At the karaoke, Min Jae realized that Hae-jun didn't like to sing, but he told her about his past and how Hae-jun had once annoyed him. Hae-jun was afraid of being laughed at, which is why he promised not to sing in front of others. After hearing Hae-jun's confession, Min Jae tried to cheer him up with a song. Slowly, Hae-jun began to smile and even sang in front of Min Jae, which made her reminisce about their time together. After he finished singing, Min Jae intended to reveal her secret, but changed her mind out of fear of being disliked by Hae-jun. Suddenly, Hae-jun confessed his feelings to Min Jae, saying he enjoyed the days spent with her. This left Min Jae confused because she hadn't been honest about her secret with Hae-jun yet. She then asked him for some time to think about it. In the evening, Min Jae called Yumin and excitedly told her that Hae-jun had asked her out. She felt happy and knew that she couldn't have done it without Yumin's help. So she thanked Yumin sincerely. The next day, Hae-jun and his friend, Kim Sung, walked over to Min Jae's class. Kim Sung asked about Ji-won's whereabouts, but Min Jae hadn't seen her either. Hae-jun entrusted a gift and some food to Min Jae to leave on Ji-won's desk. Later, when Hae-jun arrived, Kim Sung tried to call him, but Hae-jun left because their relationship was still strained. Meanwhile, Ji-won was talking to her friend, who encouraged her to get to know a popular guy to improve her image and avoid being underestimated. Shortly after, Ji-won asked Min Jae for a private conversation. Min Jae began by noting that Ji-won had changed. She hoped they could still be friends like before. In response, Ji-won thanked Min Jae for being nice to her, and then mentioned her upcoming blind date, which involved someone famous from Min Jae's previous school. Min Jae was puzzled because she hadn't received permission from Yumin to answer the invitation, so she made an excuse and said she would check with her friend first. Later on, Min Jae met Yumin and inquired about someone famous from her previous school. This unexpectedly angered Yumin, as she had negative memories associated with that person. Min Jae was left confused because Yumin suddenly acted distant and unfriendly. Afterward, Yumin regretted her harsh words, realizing she shouldn't have hurt Min Jae. However, she couldn't help it because that name had triggered painful memories from her past. The following day, news about Min Jae and Yoonjin had spread throughout the school, and it seemed like all the students were distancing themselves from Min Jae. Yi-jun, who had heard about it, decided to take Min Jae out of her class. When they were alone, the atmosphere was awkward. Yi-jun told Min Jae that she could talk to him whenever she was ready to share her problems. He also mentioned with a smile that when they met again, he would ask her to stop being friends. Meanwhile, Ji-won met with Hae-jun and he apologized for his past actions, but Ji-won was still skeptical, thinking there might be another motive. However, this time, Hae-jun genuinely regretted what he had done and promised not to hurt anyone again. He also encouraged Ji-won to stop obsessing over being number one. This reminded Ji-won of her conversation with Yoonjin, who had confessed that Min Jae had ruined his career. Hearing this, Ji-won finally realized Min Jae's true nature. But just as she was about to show a photo, she hesitated, feeling that Yoonjin might not be trustworthy. Not long after, Yumin isolated herself for a few days. When she finally left her room, she found a food basket and a letter, both from Min Jae. Yumin was touched by Min Jae's concern and encouragement. On the other hand, Min Jae continued to visit Yumin's house to deliver food, and they finally met again. Min Jae was seen crying because she didn't know what had happened to her friend, and she urged Yumin to return to school with her beauty, wanting to prove that the rumors were not Yumin's fault, and that Yumin was the victim. Sometime later, Ji-won was on the phone with Min Jae, seeking her assistance. On another occasion, Ji-won encountered Yoonjin, who turned out to have an angry and manipulative personality, leaving Ji-won frightened. Fortunately, Min Jae and Yumin arrived just in time to help. Yoonjin also met Yumin and accused her of ruining his career. However, Yumin felt she hadn't done anything wrong and clarified that it wasn't her fault. Yoonjin explained that such actions were normal in a relationship, but Yumin firmly told him to stop and revealed she had recorded their conversation. She also warned him not to bother them again. The following day, Yumin and Min Jae were preparing for school, and Yumin seemed to have regained her confidence. As they walked together, Min Jae noticed Yi-jun walking alone and approached him. She had decided to confess the truth, admitting to deceiving her friends, including Yi-jun, by pretending to be the popular Min Jae instead of the bookworm Min Jae. In response, Yi-jun asked her to stop being friends, and she thanked him for everything, ready to leave. However, Yi-jun stopped her and revealed that he no longer considered her a friend but as his girlfriend, which made them look happy. In the classroom, Min Jae also confessed the truth to her friends, and Yumin decided to delete her social media account, even if it meant losing many followers, to lead a normal student's life. Some time later, Min Jae and Yi-jun were seen spending time together as an official couple. Moral lesson of the story: it's better to be yourself and have genuine friends who accept you for who you are, rather than pretending to be someone else and not understanding anything about the clothes we wear.